It's our first time as a family of three, family of four with bunker, but it's amazing. Back to our Midwest roots, being around farm equipment. I get in the excavator over there and it just smells just like the tractors at home.
Any week I'm playing on the PGA Tour with the route I've taken to get here is something special to me.
The world of golf has returned to its birthplace, Scotland.
When it's really good, it's as good as it's ever been. You just keep putting yourself in position, and the more you do that, eventually you're going to win one.
Welcome to PGA Tour The Cut.
Anytime you can get yourself in contention to win a golf tournament, it's a new situation. Every time that you put yourself in that situation, you kind of learn a little more.
And Sepp Straka wins the John Deere Classic.
The Austrian broke a 41-year tournament record set by Payne Stewart by shooting a final round 62.
That's pretty exciting. I had a really good ball striking day and had a hot putter going.
Golf is hard because it's never the same. You think you got it figured out, and then you go into a slump, and then you think it's just so far away, and all of a sudden you hit a few good shots, and all of a sudden you're back on top of the world. So it's just a roller coaster, and you never really quite have it figured out.
It was Straka's second career win. He moves from 50th place in the FedEx Cup standings to 18th, a big jump heading into the Tour Championship later this summer.
It's always good to be playing good golf towards the end of the season. One of the big goals is always to make it to Atlanta, and this is a big step towards that. And hopefully I can build off of this and just keep it going.
The top of the leaderboard seems a familiar place for 31-year-old Adam Schenk. Carding 4 top 10s this season, including 2 runner-up finishes.
He did himself proud, he did his family proud.
He'll have to wait a little longer.
It's incredibly hard to win out here, and I've had a decent amount of luck to even finish second. So great weeks. If you keep knocking on the door enough times, eventually you'll walk through.
And there's more to play for now, since the birth of his son, AJ, 2 months ago.
You have a new perspective. You've added a new addition where now your son, child, is the most important thing in the world to you right now. And I find comfort in that. I find myself thinking about him just a lot when I'm on the golf course, and it just brings a smile to your face how special it is just to be a dad, and we're just really enjoying it.
Having grown up on a sod and grain farm, the Indiana native feels right at home at the John Deere Classic, especially at the annual Big Dig.
It's our first time as a family of three, family of four with bunker, but it's amazing. Back to our Midwest roots, being around farm equipment. I get in the excavator over there and it just smells just like the tractors at home. So it just kind of brings back some nostalgic childhood memories.
He's amazing with him, and it's been fun to watch him be a golfing dad too. He balances it great, and I think a lot of his success has been perspective from having AJ now. What's there to get mad about? AJ does not care what happens on the golf course. So watching Adam become a dad has been really awesome.
It's cool. People tell you about it, but until you experience it, it's special.
Thank you so much.
Earlier in the week, Adam Schenk made it special for a few first tee participants.
This is a 12:32 starting time. On the tee from Vincent, Indiana, please welcome Adam Schenk.
You play at Nebraska?
I do, yeah.
Nice. Good shot. Really good. Roll out. Good shot. Good shot. You can make that one. Pretty straight. Right center or something? That looks perfect to me. I like your chances. Knock it in. Nice spot. Really good. Birdie? Yeah. Good 3. I think we're going to make a lot of birdies as a team today. Seeing them at their age and thinking back to how short of a time ago it feels when I was their age. Hopefully they have a good time, which is way more important. Just the whole experience they're getting to do today.
Where'd you go?
I went to Purdue, so I was fellow Big Ten as well. But I heard you have to go to a Nebraska football game. Heard they're pretty fun. They're sold out for however many years in a row now. Uphill should stop kind of fairly quickly, give it some speed.
He's so nice and friendly, playing with a professional, and like he's someone I can just talk to. Like that's so amazing. So it's just an incredible experience.
For one PGA Tour player, the journey to compete at the highest level is something he doesn't take for granted.
Got a great story brewing here in Eric Cole.
It's one thing to be playing well, but to have that feeling of being comfortable on the PGA Tour and on the big stage is something that's not as easy to get that feeling.
And he's got it! 70 feet, triple breaker.
Obviously would have wanted to be here sooner, but in a way it's a little sweeter for me because it took so long and I worked so hard. I've been diabetic for 15 years now. Having diabetes, it just never stops. It's 24/7 every day, so that's something that you have to deal with. I was 20 years old. I wasn't feeling real well and lost a bunch of weight, and I didn't really know what was wrong. They couldn't really figure it out at first because Addison's is pretty rare, and ended up getting diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and Addison's disease, and it's just part of my life now. It is tough on a 35-year-old rookie to play against 23-year-olds that have all these skills and are ready to compete.
What a putt.
Wow.
Rookie Eric Cole climbs on top of the leaderboard.
It was really hard, sometimes harder than others, but I was lucky. I had a lot of people, like friends and family, that believed in me and kept telling me I was good enough. I think when you have that around you, it makes it a little easier in those harder times.
That, folks, is 134 feet of putts today. And when you have that kind of putting day, you just wonder, is it my turn?
Like, putting is one of the strengths of my game, so that's something it's nice that it's been going well. And tee to green, I've been a little more consistent recently, like just week to week. Not as many weeks where the ball striking wasn't where I'd like it to be. Not much better, but better. When I'm at the course, I try and work really hard and be real focused. And then when I leave the course, I try and, get away from golf as much as possible. Very long and windy road for sure to get here. Any week I'm playing on the PGA Tour with the route I've taken to get here is something special to me. I value any week I can compete on tour. Oh, that feels good.
Day in and day out, try to control what I can control and just own everything I do. I think in this game you get out what you put into it.
This is a birdie to tie. Look at Taylor Moore.
My journey out here was 4 seasons on the Corn Ferry. It was some ups and downs just like everybody. Big injury, it took me out half a season. But honestly, I was happy for it because I think it gave me good perspective about the game of golf. It gave me good perspective about life, and it was probably a really big stepping stone in helping me take that next step to go from the Corn Ferry out to here on the PGA Tour. I think that's just what this game's about. We're just not gonna be perfect every day, and you're not gonna struggle every day either. A part of being a professional golfer, especially at this level, is just being able to handle that and deal with the day in and day out of not having your best stuff. And I think getting comfortable is one thing, but it's more so just like having that inner confidence that you can perform week in and week out. Everybody's gonna be somewhat comfortable because it's golf and that's what we do for a living, but just having that inner confidence, knowing that you can tee it up against some of the best guys in the world and show them that you're out here for a reason. I think that's what separates guys.
We want more!
What a shot that is, Taylor Moore. Taylor Moore, just a little one here, get to 8 under par. And no problem, he's 5 under on the par 4s this week.
And that's something that's just built over time for me in my journey. That's the cool thing about golf too, everybody's journey is different, right? I mean, some guys come out on PGA Tour right out of school, some guys it takes 10, 15 years, so it just depends. But for my journey, I think it was good for me to be on that tour for that time because it really helped develop me and that confidence on and off the golf course where I could just come out and be able to operate out here and play like I know I can play.
Edmond, Oklahoma, Taylor Moore.
The back nine was pretty surreal because I kind of knew I was in that golf tournament even from the time we teed it up that day. I wasn't maybe in the last group or the second to last group, but I was within a couple shots, and knowing how that place plays, you know, I just knew if I played a really solid round of golf and posted a number that I would, you know, maybe have a chance. And I think 6 or 7 holes left, I was within 2 shots, and, you know, just me and Chris just kept operating. I just kept hitting good shots, got a few birdies to fall, and posted 10 under, and just kind of waited to see what happened. I honestly thought I was going to go into a playoff when I was done, but you know, I was excited to not do that to get my first win.
And Taylor Moore is a PGA Tour winner in an unlikely scenario coming down the stretch.
Just really having the self-belief deep down. I've won at the college level, I won on Korn Ferry, and I think when I get myself comfortable and handle my emotions and get into my space, I'm really calm. I can play at the highest level and compete.
I think competing on this tour and hoisting a trophy on Sunday is just 2 very different things, and knowing that I've actually held that trophy on Sunday, definitely some inner confidence, but each moment's different.
The Cut presents Rapid Recovery.
Perfect tee shot for Zach Johnson, now his second at 18.
Toe location over here on the left. Have to be careful. Oh.
That was long and left. Now the 4th for Zach Johnson coming up here at the par 4 18th.
The good news is that he's on the upslope.
Maybe that's the spark for Zach Johnson.
Just played the break perfectly right in the left side, just like a putt.
Next on the tee from Denver, Colorado, Mark Hubbard.
There's weeks where it feels really easy and natural, and there's weeks where I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing out there.
For Hubbard, you just have to find a way to take positives from it. He obviously wants to win out here.
Part of the reason why I've been out here for 6-7 years is I've had a lot of good finishes when my swings felt pretty bad. So in a way, that's reassuring that I don't need to have my best stuff. That's what separates a lot of guys who make it out here versus the guys who kind of struggle to stay out here, is those days that you're not feeling it. It just humbles you and it makes you want to work even harder. You don't know that you're not working hard enough until you have to go back and kind of get kicked in the teeth. So it's made me a better golfer. It's made me a more dedicated person for sure. The good stuff is only good because the bad stuff's so hard. It just makes your successes feel that much better. I'm pretty chill. The older I get, the less I want to be around the big crowds. We get that question a lot in pro-ams, like how do you deal with all the crowds? I don't think a lot of us really feel that pressure anymore. I think most of the pressure we feel is from what we put on ourselves. As much as it is frustrating not know where the ball's going and kind of feel that extra pressure from that, in some ways it can be a good thing because I'm not focused on my scores as much. I'm just focused on trying to get better.
Oh, what a great birdie for Hubbard.
I've been working with a new coach this year, and it's been going really, really well. It's more the stuff that I already do good, trying to do that even better.
Yeah, this club, one of the best in his bag. Yeah, he's got a really nice rhythm.
The more you get in contention, the more comfortable you feel. I don't think there's going to be a moment that it's going to click. It's more gradual than that.
Doesn't have that first win, but he has really been knocking on the door.
When it's really good, it's as good as it's ever been. You just keep putting yourself in position, and the more you do that, eventually you're going to win one.
Tournament insights for the Genesis Scottish Open. The PGA Tour flies across the pond this week to the world-famous Gulf Coast in North Berwick, Scotland, where players will take on the Renaissance Club.
It's always good to play solid golf on a links course. I would say the field is stronger, which makes it for a better champion, a better championship.
The course sits on 300 acres and was designed by American course architect Tom Doak, with windy conditions in mind.
It's such a strong field, and like I say, a golf course I've played well around before, so yeah, looking forward to getting the week underway.
The event will lead into the Open at Royal Liverpool.
The world of golf has returned to its birthplace, Scotland.
This week, the PGA Tour and DP World Tour come together at the Genesis Scottish Open, a special week for tour players who call Europe home.
It's an historical event for us Europeans. It's an event that every European wishes to win. One of the most important national opens in the continent.
Links golf here in Scotland. How's it get better than this? Feast your eyes on this. Spieth, moving day.
I think it's one of the best fields, and that's what we're here for, right? We're here to play against the best players in the world. That's what gets us excited.
Jon Rahm, is he going to get there? Yeah, great birdie by Jon Rahm.
You get a more mix of players to come and see this beautiful course and the great summer days of Scotland.
It's different playing over here. The fans are incredible. They've been pushing me along all day.
Scotland is where fan favorite Xander Schauffele will defend his title.
Xander Schauffele, the hottest player in golf. Xander came in ranked 11th in the world. With this win, he'll move into that top 10.
I've never come in with a lead, and so I am used to chasing. It's a comfortable place for me.
Well, if you were wondering how hard he was going to be to catch, I think the answer is very.
I'd say certain parts of my game have been really consistent.
I love Xander's game. I love kind of the aggressive nature of it. Always been impressed by how he carries himself. There's just, he's confident.
I would say I'm very calm under most moments. Not too high, not too low. Even on a Friday, trying to make a cut. Each year gets a little bit easier.
Xander is the man. He's been so nice to me, and a guy that I've definitely kind of looked up to the last few years, kind of watching him play, and his demeanor is the best. Watching him play out there and just have fun with him and Kai's, it's awesome to see.
Schauffele is not only known for his skills on the course, but he carries a sense of humor wherever he goes.
What effect does some of his histrionics have when it's inside the ropes and you guys are competing against him?
What's the word you just used?
Histrionics, like theatrics.
Oh, I know the second one. Xander here, not Patrick.
Schauffele's lighthearted style will be on full display at Renaissance Golf Club this week. From Scotland to Ireland, Shane Lowry represents the tenacity and grit of a country that loves the game of golf. A documentary directed by Ross Whitaker explores one of Ireland's most beloved sports icons, his rise to fame and extraordinary career. Here's a quick preview.
He's the kind of guy who walks into a room, and if he's smiling, the whole room is happier. If he's not smiling, the whole room goes down a little bit.
He's good crack, you know. He's great fun.
Oh, it's through it. The trees.
He's very, very competitive. You know, he wants to be the best.
You know, when you're playing a Wednesday practice round, you know, winning the $100 off me means more to him nearly than the tournament does.
He just can't stand losing.
Unbelievable talent. I mean, incredible talent.
He doesn't like winning small tournaments. He tends to win big.
There he is, your champion.
The documentary Shane Lowry Open is available this week. From Europe to Kentucky, the PGA Tour returns to Keene Trace Golf Club for the Barbasol Championship this week.
This is obviously a week of opportunity, and so many players in the field looking to earn their first win on the PGA Tour.
What a week. It was a grind. This is a great event. Everybody playing in this event is an amazing golfer, and they're on the PGA Tour. You're playing against the best.
Last year, Trey Mullinax took home the trophy. This year's contenders are hoping to gain 300 FedEx Cup points with a win.
From Truckee, California, it's the Barracuda Championship.
Later this month, the tour travels to the West Coast for the Barracuda Championship, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary.
Love this tournament. So love always playing up in the mountains, and this course is fantastic. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, especially at 6,000 feet.
Cam Davis for Eagle.
Birdie at 11, and how about 5 points there?
how quickly this can change.
The Barracuda Championship is the only PGA Tour event that uses the modified Stableford format that awards points based on the number of strokes on each hole.
It's an interesting format. You can make an eagle birdie, you're like in a row, you're 7 points. Sometimes in golf, nothing happens, and then you need something like that. And yeah, it's a cool format, and I think you need a couple of eagles to make it happen, you know.
It's exciting, it's different, it's new. I like it.
I have to spend an hour or two at home just calming myself down because I'm so looking forward to coming out here and competing. And I can come out here and try too hard if I get too excited. So it's just come out here and kind of plot myself around and see what I can do.
Chez Reavie, he is your 2022 Barracuda Championship winner.
Can Chez Reavie defend his title at the Barracuda Championship? Find out July 20th to the 23rd.